Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the base of a paper mache mask. First we're going to need paper masking tape, cling wrap, foil, any mask base that you'd like to use, pair of scissors, something to cover up with because you are going to get pretty messy, jug of water, bowl, plain white flour, and some newspapers. About 4 should do it. Okay, so to start with, we're going to prep our area. Now that we've got our area prepped and we're all covered up, let's start by making up our mixture. Now, as I said before, this is just plain white flour. You can use any plain white flour, just wouldn't recommend using self-raising. So, pour a nice quarter of a bowl in. Now, the amount of mixture you want to make really depends on what you're making, so start with a small amount. You can always make more. The consistency that we're looking for is sort of like clag, pancake batter, and just want to beat the lumps out first. Alright, now that we've gotten most of the lumps out of that, just add liquid slowly as you need till you get it to the right consistency. A little more water. Okay, this is looking pretty good. Okay, I will come and show you guys. See, it's sort of quite a runny mixture. Take any mask that you would like the shape of. Now remember, this is to make your basic mask. You can design whatever you want to put on the outside, but that's the next video. So we'll start with the base. Okay, so I can cover my hands. Firstly, I'm going to take some foil. Roughly enough to go over your mask and wrap around the edges. Okay, next, do the same with your cling wrap and break off a piece. Okay, take your mask and you want to wrap the cling wrap around your mask. This will protect it so that it can be used again, or you can wear it again. So, doesn't have to be too precious, just wrap it over. Okay, next, your foil. Take your mask and gently fold your edges around, making sure to leave a nice bit of room at the front as we're going to push this into the mask. So, at this point, you can use a little masking tape if you're having trouble getting it to sit. Okay. Next, delicately, trying not to break the foil, we're going to just push the foil into all of the crevices, making sure to go around all the edges. Make sure you get it into those eyes. Don't worry if you break your foil a little bit. Just try and be gentle. Okay, so once you're happy with how your mask is looking, we're just going to take a little bit of your masking tape and tape up the back. Again, nothing fancy, just holding it in place. Okay, the next thing you want to do is prepare your strips. Take a beautiful, well-prepared newspaper and you want them to be roughly about 1 centimetre thick. Some you can make a little thicker, some you want to do a little thinner. So give yourself a range of sizes. Okay, to make the process a bit easier, we're just going to cut the strips in half by cutting through that centre fold. So we end up with pieces that are about this long. Okay, now that we have some of our strips prepared, I might actually do some extra small ones too, just to make those fine edges a bit easier. So just to show you, just cutting them into about this long. Okay, number 1 tip, don't ever dip your strips. Always put your hands in, nice and gooey, and then rub it all over your mask. Okay, so start working from the edges and work your way in. Making sure that whenever you need more, you just dip your hand in and wipe. Now, same thing with the foil, just make sure you follow the contours gently. Now, make sure you go over the edges so you get an edge that you're able to cut later. Believe me, you get a better final result. Making sure to bend those edges over as you go too. Okay, so we've finished our 7 layers and this is what it should be looking like. At this point, it's very important to let it completely dry. You want to make sure that there is no moisture left in it before you take it off your mask, or you may find that it will warp a little as it dries. This is very important. If it's hot weather, usually a couple of days will do it. If it's cold weather, you might have to wait longer. Okay, so as in movie magic, here's one I prepared earlier. At that point, you simply cut around the edges and it will pop off really nicely. And this is what you'll be left with. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to cut some eye holes. So, helps to have your mask handy so that you can map out exactly where you want your eye holes to be. Start by putting a nice big hole in the center, giving yourself a little room to be able to get your scissors in. At this point, you may want to swap to a smaller pair of scissors. I find it's a little easier just to get into all the corners. Okay, so once you've got your eye holes cut out, it should be looking a little bit more like this. Come and give you a closer look. So, don't worry if it's a little rough around the edges, we're going to fix that up in the next part. So that's what you're working with. And as we can see, completely dry. Okay, so same as before, except now we're going to do the inside. You want to make sure you've got similar size strips, nice and small, easy to work with. Okay, same mixture. I'm going to rub it all over the inside of the mask. Don't worry about if you get any on the front, it'll all dry. Okay, so when we have a nice coating, now we're going to start to apply our strips. This time you want to be a little bit more careful with your edges. Any bits that come to the edge, you can simply tear off. Just be gentle. And any smaller pieces we can fold over. We just want to keep that edge nice and smooth. Same as before, following the contours of the mask gently and folding over at the edges. And remember again, always to dip your hands in, not to dip the strip. So we're just going to continue to do this until we've covered the whole inside of the mask, roughly about 6 or 7 times. What you're aiming for is a nice smooth surface so that there's no lumps and bumps for you to work with in the next stage. Just apply a few more strips to show you how it's done. Try not to go around your eye holes too many times or you'll find they'll get very small. But we can put just a little along the edges to smooth any rough bits out if needed. Once we've finished the inside, it should be looking something like this. So once it's dry, you'll have the base to start decorating. Should take roughly, again, 2 or 3 days depending on your weather and your location. Well, I'm very happy with mine. But what do you think you can create? Don't forget, like, share, and tell me other projects that you'd like to see me create.